Hey everybody, today we're going to show you how to find all 21 Korok seeds here in the Great Plateau in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Our first seed is going to be found just northwest of Lake Hylia over by the Great Plateau East Chasm. If you come to this exact location, you'll find a little puzzle in the back corridor here. And essentially what we need to do is rotate this piece around to look like the letter T. And once it looks like the letter T like this, we're just going to rotate down one. We'll be able to squeeze this into the puzzle. The Korok will pop up and we'll get seed number 1. Number 2 is going to be found just northeast of the Temple of Time ruins. You guys can see we're right here on the mountainside. And once you make it over here, you'll find a little block of wood that we can step on. That's going to spawn a target. All we need to do is fly down here and land on the target without touching the ground first. And once you do, you'll get seed number 2. Number 3 is going to be found in the middle of the pond that's just west of the Temple of Time ruins. You guys can see we're right in the middle here. And once you make it over here, you'll see a giant rock. Just fly your way to it and pick up the small rock on top. That'll spawn the Korok and give you seed number 3. Number 4 is going to be found on the very top of the Temple of Time ruins. So once you get over here, make your way to the roof. And then the easiest way to do this is to throw a rocket on your shield and just rocket up so that you can land at the very tip top of the tower. And once you climb up to the top, all you need to do is interact with the cluster of leaves that spawns. That'll give you the Korok and give you seed number 4. Number 5 is going to be found inside of the Temple of Time ruins. You want to work your way to the first floor and then turn around facing the main door. And all you need to do is go into the back left corner facing the main door. We're going to ascend up to the second level. And once you're up here, just come over in this back corner room. And if you look up, you'll find a balloon floating near the ceiling. Go ahead and pop that thing and you'll get seed number 5. Number 6 is going to be found just northwest of Lake Hylia. You can see on your map there's going to be an outline of a little base that's up here. At the top side of that base on the outside is going to be 3 little statues with 3 plates. All we need to do is put 3 mighty bananas in each one of the plates. Go ahead and drop them in, and once you have all 3 bananas on the plates, the Korok will pop up and you'll get seed number 6. Number 7 is going to be found on the eastern side of Mount Hylia. However, you don't want to actually be up on the mountain. You want to be down on the ground level right where we're standing. You're going to find a little opening where you can go inside, and there's a piece of wood on the ceiling. All you need to do is ascend through that piece of wood up on top of the rock. The Korok will appear and you'll get seed number 7. Number 8 is going to be found on the eastern side of River of the Dead. You can see in the middle of the water here, there's a small little dock or bridge, whatever you want to call this thing. And this one is extremely difficult. So I would recommend doing what I'm doing and flying over to it, because you want to land at the very end where these little sticks are sticking out of the water. And if you land in the water, you're going to die super quickly. So it's easier to just fly in instead of trying to jump from the actual dock. But once you get on this far one and interact with the leaves, you'll get seed number 8. Number 9 is going to be found on the very top of Mount Hylia. You guys can see on the map here, we're literally standing on the peak right here in the middle. And once you make it up here, all you need to do is pick up the little small rock that's on the edge, and you'll get seed number 9. Number 10 is going to be found on the northern side of Mount Hylia. You can see there's a small pond up here, and on the ledge just to the west of that, if you come over here and jump off the side of the mountain, you can actually land on all these rocks down here, and in the back is going to be one small little rock on the very edge. Pick that up and you'll get seed number 10. Number 11 is also going to be on the northern side of Mount Hylia. This one's going to be in the middle of the pond that I was just showing you guys. This pond is going to be surrounded by ice fruit. If you don't already have some, you can collect it here. But what you want to do is make a little walkway with the ice fruit, creating little blocks of ice to the middle of this pond. And once you go out to the middle of the pond, you have a little cluster of leaves spawn that you can interact with. Interact with those and you'll get seed number 11. Numbers 12 and 13 are going to be found together again on the southern side of the River of the Dead over here. You can see where all these trees are. Our little Korok buddy is going to be hanging out by those trees. Interact with him and you'll see that all we need to do is take them to the other side of the river. Now you can make a boat, but this current is so insane that I felt like it was a little easier to just make an airplane and fly across instead of risk taking a boat and ending up all the way downstream. But once you get him over here, just interact with his buddy and you'll get the next 2 Korok seeds. Number 14 is going to be found on the mountain that's just south of the Hopper Pond. You can actually see on your map there's one little tree that's secluded from the rest. If you come to this tree, you'll find a little cluster of leaves going in a circle around it. Interact with those and you'll get seed number 14. Number 15 is going to be found right in the middle of the Hopper Pond. You're going to find a tree stump that's out here in the middle, and there's going to be a flower inside of that tree stump. Interact with that. Your next couple flowers are going to spawn on the log that's right beside it. And then we're going to have 2 more flowers that spawn on the log in the middle of the pond. We're then going to move over to these rocks. We'll get one here, jump up, grab another, and then a third one. And then your final 2 flowers will be on the log that's right in front of you. So you can grab those 2. And once you get all the flowers, the Korok will pop up and you'll get seed number 15. Number 16 is going to be found on the northern side of the Forest of Spirits. You guys can see our location right over here. And it'll be pretty hard to miss. There's going to be an absolutely massive tree stump out here, and you want to climb to the top of that. And once you get up here, you'll find a pinwheel in the middle that's going to spawn 3 balloons that travel around the tree stump. Now, they'll disappear if you don't stay in the middle. So you have to stay in the middle and just kind of rotate your camera angle and try to get all 3 of these balloons. And once you get all 3 of them, the Korok will pop up and you'll get seed number 16. Number 17 is also going to be found in the Forest of Spirits. This one's closer toward the middle. You'll see there's kind of a little circular opening in between the trees. And there's going to be this really cool rock structure that you can climb up to the top of and find a cork. There's 2 ways you could do this. You can do what I do and just use a rocket, just spawn a rocket, attach it. If you look on the bottom right of your screen, there's also a log at the bottom that you can go get and attach and drop off the side. But either way, once you send that thing flying and get the Korok to pop up, you'll get seed number 17. Number 18 is going to be on the southern side of the Forest of Spirits. You'll actually see on your map here, there's one pretty big tree that's secluded from the rest. Come down to this tree and you're going to find a little opening in the side of the mountain here. Go into that opening and the piece of wood on the ceiling, all we need to do is ascend through that. Once we're up on top of the rock, we'll get seed number 18. Numbers 19 and 20 are going to be found northeast of the Forest of Spirits over by the Great Plateau North Chasm. And once you make it over here, you'll find our little Korok buddy hanging out around the middle. And we need to take him up on the mountainside over here in front of us. The easiest way to do this is obviously going to be with an airplane. You just want to be really careful when you're doing this, and I'll show you why. When you take off on your plane here, you want to try to stay to the left so that you don't crash into these trees, and then continue to stay on the left without running into other trees here in front of you, because we're barely going to make it on top of this mountain. If you think you're going to run into the side, just go to the left and you can run up the hill a little bit. But once you're up here, interact and you'll get your next 2 seeds. Our 21st and final seed in this region is going to be found over again by the Great Plateau North Chasm. And on the eastern side, you'll see there's one giant tree right over here next to the ruins. All we need to do is shoot the acorn that's hanging from the back of that tree, and you'll get seed number 21. But this is how to find all 21 Korok seeds here in the Great Plateau. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.